Another key reason I think science and technology is not thriving so much in third world countries, most especially places dominated by black brothers and sisters, is that for some reason we are not willing, or we have not been able to tap into our God-given creative imagination. That desire to tap into the God-given creative imagination in order for science and technology to thrive, it's not really there, or it's there, but it's just dormant. Like I said earlier, in the arts, we're doing well. In entertainment, wow, kudos. And that's good, we should keep it up. In sports, we're excelling. It's wonderful. I mean, I'm proud of my black brothers and sisters. We thank God for our lives. However, in the area of science and technology, we got to be willing, desirous, keen, and tapping into our God-given creative imagination. We can be creative in the areas of science and technology. My encouragement is that we should really do something consciously. Tap into it. Tap into it. And make things happen. Sure, there's been other forces that may have worked against black people in the past. Some people, some parties having their own selfish interests, invading our space, our land, and plundering, that has also affected us adversely. That is a fact. However, I believe we can turn the tide around. We can move from where we now find ourselves, despite the odds, despite the obstacles, the persecutions, the oppressions, the enslavements, the plunderings. Despite these odds, we can shake off the dust from our bodies, as it were, and seek to make progress. We can set up workable systems and structures that would support innovations and inventions in the areas of science and technologies. The government, our governments, various governments have their roles to play. Also, non-governmental organizations and private companies have their roles to play. And individuals have their own responsibilities. It is important we take these things into cognizance. And if we work together as a team, tap into our God-given creative imaginations, provide the necessary enabling environment, put systems and structures in place that would ensure viable organizational structures to thrive, then we can really do so well in the area of science and technology and contribute to the growth and development of not only our nations, but also the world at large. We have our quota. Are we doing much? Are we really contributing our quota to the growth and development of planet Earth for the good of all, for the good of black people, for the good of Asians, the yellow race, for the good of the white people, the Caucasians, for the good of the mixed races, the Africans, quarter caste, and all, for the good of all and sundry, those I've mentioned and those I've not mentioned, for the good of practically every human being on the planet. Please, let's consider these things. And let's search our hearts and create viable path maps to success. I thank you so much for your time. And I believe that together we'll make a difference. Please do not misunderstand anything I've said so far. I speak sincerely, in hopeful anticipation that we will be stirred up and do things for the good of all. Whatever we can do to improve our intelligence, let's do it. What can we do to maximize the usage of our brains? Most of us just work with 10% of our brains. Not just black people, but white people also. The yellow race also. Everybody on earth, majority of humans living on earth today make use of 10% of their brains. What can we do as human beings to actually make use of the 100% of our brains? What has to be done? What do we have to do to our DNA and RNA structures? What do we have to do to our gene pool? What do we have to do to our health, to our minds, to our souls, to our bodies, to see that we really maximize the brain that this God is giving to us? It is important. How can we take our intelligence to the next level? Oh, we've been created, we are like this, you may say. But what can we do? Where do we go from here? I'm persuaded in my heart that God has entrusted a lot in us. There are so many giftings and abilities that have been lying dormant in the human race, in the human species, for many millennia. What do we have to do to activate these dormant traits and attributes? These are key questions we should think about. These are key questions we should ponder upon. I believe in the plants and the herbs we have out there. There are some chemicals that can help us in some ways. We can develop some kind of a recipe to help improve our intelligence. I believe that. I believe we can actually, with the power of our will, our thoughts, our words and prayers, activate the dormant genes within us. I believe that we can actually do better than we're doing today. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope I have in some ways communicated one or two things. I wish you well. Have a good day. Wow, there's a poet in the house. The poet in the mix.